Welcome to Mountain Fungi. Guardians of the forest, protectors of the ecosystem, saviors from devastation, and builders of life. Mushrooms and fungi are the great creators of the natural land. There is a series of sequenced events that journey through the different stages of life dictated by fungal growth. Because of the way fungi coordinates the cycle of life, we humans can team up with fungi to aid in logging and forestry efforts to improve the regrowth and overall health of the forest. By expanding upon practices of ecoforestry, Mycoforestry recognizes and utilizes fungi's ability to help heal the forest. Calling upon the aid of the fungal kingdom improves multiple areas of traditional logging and forestry practices. For example, decomposition, regrowth, and sustainability. Forests are a multi-decade and even multi-generational endeavor, and with second, third, fourth, and even fifth growth forests greatly depleting the nutrients and microbes that contribute to the health of the soil with each cut. Healthy soil means healthy trees, which means healthy biodiversity of flora and fauna. It starts with what happens after a logging operation, the slash debris that's left behind. All of that slash is locked up nutrients that is unusable by bacteria, protozoa, insects, fungi, and so on. For fungi to start the decomposition process in the most optimal way, the wood should be turned into mulch and cut up to wood chips no smaller than 1/8 of an inch and no more than 1 foot deep. The larger the wood is, the longer the nutrient cycle takes to return to the soil. This springboards saprotrophic fungi to heal the forest wounds. This method is less reliant on fertilizers, herbicides, and pesticides, using native fungi that can attract insects whose larvae can feed fish and birds, fungi that can help with plant communities, and if possible, fungi that can compete with parasitic fungi, such as the genus Armorelia and Heterobasidion anosum, such as the cauliflower, Spiraceus crispa, smoky woodlover, Hypoloma capnoidus, various Psilocybe species, turkey-tail Trametes versicolor, and various Ganoderma species. All of these promote nutrient return, water retention, aerobic organisms, and micro communities to flourish, and more. It is a chain reaction from the micro to the macro. Another large part of forestry and logging operations is regrowth. Typically speaking, the saplings that are replanted in place of trees that were cut down are either grown in monoculture as bare root or grown in indoor nurseries as containerized seedlings. The problem with seedlings from these types of nurseries is that they haven't been growing in an environment where they need to develop a strong immunity to fight parasites, pathogens, and extreme weather. So foresters use fertilizers, herbicides, and pesticides to aid in the growth of the tree and protect it. There is a better way, which saves money and increases the vitality of the tree completely naturally. Adding native mycorrhizal fungal spores to the seedlings before it finds its final home in the forest accomplishes multiple tasks. First, 2 different methods to introduce the seedling and the fungi. The first is to combine the spores in the tree seed right before the tree seedling germinates. The next is to mix the roots of a baby tree inside of a spore slurry before transporting it into the ground. Either way, success will be better inoculating the trees rather than not. The next benefit gets rid of the use of fertilizers. What mycorrhizal fungi do best is transfer nutrients to plants that they can't get on their own. There's also an advantage that trees have with mycorrhizal fungi, and that is that fungi can transport nutrients from one tree to another. Look into the SimArt experiment to learn more about that. Meaning that once a strong mycelial connection is made, the bigger and healthier trees can give nutrients to the seedlings trying to grow, increasing growth and the chance of survival even more. Adding mycorrhizal fungi also protects the trees from danger. Fungi are excellent at defending themselves because of the extracellular enzymes and exudates they secrete. Ecto and arbuscular mycorrhizal fungi are very dependent on their host species, so when a parasite or pathogenic invader comes into contact with the tree, the mycelium does everything it can to protect it. Adding a layer of mulch to the seedlings also offers a slow nutrient release, increased moisture retention, and saprotrophic fungal spores in the mulch that will replenish the soil over time. And as the tree ages, the tree will be getting continuous nutrients. In the second part of this topic, I'll discuss the economic benefits of mycoforestry and ectomycorrhizal fungi. A few examples of some EM fungi that can be used and that are choice edibles are king boletes, Boletus edulis, chanterelles and trumpets, cantharellus and craterellus, matsutake, Tricoloma magnivelari, candycap, Lactaris fragilis, and the Oregon truffle, Tuber oregonensis. One question that I had while doing research on this topic was, wouldn't having more debris left on the forest floor increase the risk of fire? And more important, fire getting uncontrollable? The answer is a little complicated, but favors the prevention of fires. While the mycelium is establishing itself in the decomposition process, the risk of fire is increased at first. But once it's begun, the process is extremely effective at preventing forest fires. Fungi is 90% water, holds soil together, and increases water retention in the soil. The myceliated wood chips help reduce the risk of fire due to them being more moist than the trees around them. There is a couple of reasons why you would want to do this. First of all, a prescribed burn robs biomass from the soil's carbon cycle. Second, fires make landscapes more vulnerable to erosion over time with wind and rain. And third is because burning releases a lot of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere too high up for the plants and trees to recover. Mushrooms exhale carbon dioxide, much like humans do, but when they do it, it is nowhere near close to the amount that burning a tree does. And when fungi exhale carbon dioxide, the plants and trees can catch it and return it back into the soil for the carbon cycle. The scientific strategy of utilizing fungi and mushrooms in mycoforestry, combined with the current practices of ecoforestry, is something that will really help our forests heal from the damages that we have caused. And as much as I would love to say that logging operations should be eliminated altogether, I think that we become too reliant on the paper and pulp industry for common goods. And to give credit where credit's due, lumber is a resource that we have made very good use of. It's a resource that the earth has, that we, from the earth, have utilized to our advantage the same way other organisms have. But something that we need to consider is the long-term effects of us harvesting unit after unit without slowing down. We either need to slow down to nature's pace or call upon allies like the fungal kingdom to speed up the healing process. The benefit trees give everything on the earth is worth us making the change to help them, and the benefits of mycoforestry make it a very healthy, natural, and even lucrative opportunistic practice to start employing. Stay tuned for part 2 and the discussion of not only the ecological benefits of mycoforestry, but the economic benefits of mycoforestry. Mushrooms can help heal people, fungi can help heal the planet. Thank you very much for watching.